In 2022, a hospital IT administrator in the United States received a call from their security vendor. Criminals were selling employee login credentials for the hospital's patient record system on a marketplace the administrator had never heard of and could not find in any search engine. The data had been stolen 6 months earlier. The administrator had no idea. By the time the warning came, those credentials had already been bought and used. That marketplace was operating on the dark web. Most people think the internet is what they can find through Google. It is not. The internet has 3 distinct layers, and most of what exists online is completely invisible to a normal browser. The surface web is what you use every day. News sites, social media, YouTube. It is everything a search engine has indexed and can return in results. It accounts for roughly 4% of the total internet. Below that is the deep web. This is not hidden by design. It is just not indexed. Your email inbox, your bank account portal, the internal systems your company uses. These are not secret. They are simply private, and a search engine has no way in. The deep web makes up the vast majority of the internet. The dark web is different. It is a small portion of the internet that is intentionally hidden. You cannot reach it with a standard browser. The sites there use addresses that end in .onion instead of .com or .org. And they exist inside a separate network specifically built to mask who is connecting and from where. To reach the dark web, most people use software called Tor, which stands for the Onion Router. Tor was originally built by the United States Naval Research Laboratory to protect government communications. The concept is straightforward. Instead of connecting directly from your computer to a website, Tor routes your traffic through 3 separate volunteer-run servers around the world, encrypting it at each step. Each server strips away 1 layer of encryption and passes the traffic to the next. By the time your request reaches its destination, the origin cannot be traced. This is where the onion name comes from. Layers, one after another. Tor is legal to use in most countries. The browser is free. Many people use it for entirely legitimate reasons. Journalists in authoritarian countries use Tor to communicate with sources without government surveillance. Human rights workers use it to protect their identities. Whistleblowers use it to contact reporters safely. But the same properties that protect a journalist protect a criminal. Drug markets operate on the dark web, selling controlled substances with delivery through standard postal services. Stolen credentials from data breaches are sold there, sometimes within hours of a breach occurring. Ransomware groups run their own dark websites to publish stolen data, negotiate payments, and recruit partners. Hackers sell access to compromised company networks. Entire forums are dedicated to specific attack tools and services for hire. From a cybersecurity perspective, the dark web matters for one central reason. It is where data goes after it has been stolen from you. Before a breach becomes public, the data is often already being sold or shared in closed forums. Organizations that monitor the dark web can sometimes learn about a compromise before it surfaces in a ransom note or a news headline. Security teams watch for company email addresses appearing in credential dumps, mentions of their brand in hacker forums, and network access to their systems being sold by brokers who specialize in exactly that. This is why, as an organization, deploying modern security platforms like CrowdStrike is critical. Tools like these actively monitor the dark web for identity threats, automatically alerting your security team the moment employee credentials are leaked, so you can neutralize the threat before it is exploited. If your credentials appear on the dark web, The attack has already happened, but you can still limit the damage. Change the exposed password immediately and on any other account where you use the same one. Enable multi-factor authentication if it is not already on. Tell your IT or security team if the credentials were work-related. A free service called Have I Been Pawned lets anyone check whether their email address has appeared in a known data dump. It takes 30 seconds. It is worth doing. The dark web is not a separate internet. It is a layer of the same infrastructure, built with tools that most people use for legitimate purposes and exploited by a minority who benefit from the anonymity. Understanding what it is and why it matters is the first step toward knowing when it affects you. If you are someone who wants to understand how the digital world actually works, hit subscribe. We break down the concepts behind the headlines every week. CyFlicks. Digital mysteries. Real stories.